Hi folks, my name is Ali D'Andrea. Welcome back to another episode of Source to Smoke. Today, I am going to show you how I made this delicious strawberry pie. Now you may be thinking, where is the source to smoke in a strawberry pie? Well, let me tell you, this is a very special episode. I made this pie crust using black bear lard that was rendered from a black bear that was harvested in Pennsylvania. And then I cooked this pie on my Oklahoma Joe's Bronco grill. I'm so excited to share this recipe with you guys, so let's jump right into it. To make the pie crust, I'm starting with half of a cup of butter. It's really important that the butter stays cold throughout the process of making the pie dough. So I'm first grating it into a bowl, then placing that bowl into the freezer for about 20 minutes prior to mixing up this dough. I'm moving on to measuring out my dry ingredients. I'm measuring 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. Mixing that together so that it's well combined. And now it is time for the star of the show, our black bear fat. This is rendered bear fat from a black bear in Pennsylvania. One of the most amazing parts about hunting for black bear in particular is the fact that you get this beautiful fat that can be rendered down and used in cooking. I'm adding half of a cup of the bear fat with the half a cup of grated iced cold butter, and then I'm mixing it together with our dry ingredients and kind of crumbling it together until it almost resembles gravel. Then I'm adding about 1/3 cup of ice cold water, really just enough until our dough starts to form together. I'm pouring the dough onto a floured surface and beginning to roll it out using a rolling pin. Then with a scraper, I'm going to fold the dough on top of itself and then repeat the process again. Roll out the dough, fold it onto itself, roll out the dough, fold it onto itself. I'm gonna repeat that process 4 to 5 times until I feel like the dough has come together enough. Then I'll wrap it with some plastic wrap and throw it in the refrigerator. Our pie dough is chilling in the refrigerator. We wanna give that at least 20 minutes. So while that's chilling, I'm going to work on our strawberry filling. So I have a whole bowl of beautiful strawberries that were grown here in Florida. They smell amazing. Nick and I already ate some and they are super sweet. They're in season this time of year. First thing to do for the filling is just to cut the tops off these strawberries and cut them in half. I knew I wanted to make a pie because we had that beautiful bear fat, but what I didn't know was what kind of pie it would be. But I knew I wanted it to be something in season, and because we're back home in Florida, it's actually strawberry season. So these strawberries are super fresh and sweet and delicious. We are going to complete this filling. So to this big bowl, we are going to add 3/4 cup of sugar. In a separate small bowl, we're going to add some more wet ingredients and make a slurry with our cornstarch. You don't want to add dry cornstarch to anything without first making a slurry because it gets really lumpy and clumpy. So to our separate bowl, we're first going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Cornstarch is what is really going to help thicken our filling. To our cornstarch, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Cointreau. This is an orange liqueur. If you don't have this, you can just replace this with water. But I love making margaritas at home, and my go-to in my margaritas is Cointreau. So I always have some of this on hand, just 1 teaspoon. Next, we're gonna add some pure vanilla extract. Whenever you're shopping in the grocery store, pay attention while you're in that baking aisle and make sure that you grab pure vanilla extract and not an imitation or some type of substitute. We want the real deal. Now we're going to add the juice from 1 lemon. Before you try and juice your lemon, it helps if you rub it against table, cutting board, roll it with your hand. That will help get the juice kind of off of the flesh of the lemon, and it will make juicing it just a little bit easier. To finish this slurry, we have 1/4 cup of water. Add that in. Ooh, and a little bit of salt. I'm just going to do a pinch of kosher salt, just a smidge. You can see how the cornstarch likes to stay clumpy and lumpy, so just work through stirring this until it is completely dissolved. This is exactly why we make a slurry before adding it to our strawberries, because we wouldn't want any lumps of cornstarch in the final pie. I'm gonna throw these strawberries in the refrigerator for just a little bit while I fire up the grill, and then we'll come back and finish this guy off. These charcoal briquettes are lighting up. I have both dampers open. Obviously the lid is open. I'm gonna let this get going for about 20 minutes or so, and then I'll close the lid down and I can adjust those dampers to achieve the temperature that I want. I'm aiming for something around 350. So let's head back inside and roll out this pie crust. Because I'm trying to avoid a soggy bottom on our crust, I want to help this liquid thicken up a little bit before we put it in our pie crust. So I have a saucepan right here. I'm going to add about half of the strawberries and all of the liquid that is in here and allow that to thicken on the stovetop first. I have this over a medium-high heat. That's pretty much all of our liquid and about half of our strawberries. Oh my God, it smells so good already. It's crazy. It thickened up to this beautiful consistency. So let's add this back in to the rest of our strawberries. I'm lightly flouring the cutting board and using a rolling pin to roll out the pie crust. I'm cleaning up this edge by going around with a knife and just cutting that very top rim. Pie crust is set. Let's go check on the grill. Spread these puppies out. Pop on the grate. Close her down. Now we can adjust those dampers to get the temp that we want. And again, we're aiming for around 350. Let's add in that beautiful filling. My cast iron dish is way too big. Dang it. That is really cute. I actually love that. Because I folded the top little edge down, I'm going to make an egg wash to brush over the top. So I have one egg cracked into a bowl. Next, some heavy whipping cream. I don't want to shake that too much. About a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. Then a little pinch of salt. Just a little bit. Whisk, whisk. Take a little brush. Just brush where the crust is. Onto the grill we go. Look at that. Yeehaw! 40 minutes later, our pie crust is golden brown and our filling has thickened and is really smelling incredible. Our beautiful pie has been chilling in the refrigerator for almost 2 hours. We're at like an hour and 50 minutes. But before I cut into this, I'm going to make some homemade whipped cream to serve on top. So to do this, it is so simple. All you need is some heavy whipping cream. I like to use some vanilla, some sugar, and just a pinch of salt. But you can do this with just straight heavy whipping cream and it will still be fabulous. And all you need is some type of jar that you can throw a lid on, because we're gonna shake this puppy up. It's quite amazing, actually, what happens here. So I want enough whipped cream for Nick and I right now. You can make as much or as little as you need here. So I've got my heavy whipping cream. Then I'll add in some sugar. Let me get a spoon. That's probably about a teaspoon. Throw that in there. If you have vanilla extract, add it to the whipped cream. Vanilla as an aromatic is just going to make this taste so good. Just a little bit. Not too much. And then, final little thing, pinch of kosher salt. Kosher salt is really forgiving. I'm adding literally just pinch, just like that. You want to make sure your heavy whipping cream is nice and cold too. You want to keep things cold. Get that lid on nice and tight. Now all we do is shake. I'm probably gonna have to shake this thing for like 2 minutes, but that's all there is to it. Then we'll be able to eat our pie. It's a little bit of a workout. Listen. Can't hear the liquid swishing around in there. That's how I know it's done. So it's only been, that was probably only about a minute for that much. Oh my God. So good. Look at this, gorgeous. I will say, because my cast iron pan was larger than what I was originally planning on using, the amount of strawberries, like I could have probably doubled the amount of strawberries for a pan this size, but the smell coming off of this is so good. Okay, let's dig in. This is our Black Bear Lard strawberry pie. Cheers. Oh my God. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Some beautiful flaky crust, some pillowy whipped cream, and the sweet strawberry filling. That's awesome. I'm gonna keep chowing down, but that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more episodes of Source to Smoke, you can check out Oklahoma Joe's YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.